The last time I made a modded maps video for Project Zomboid was back in May of 2023, so a lot of time has passed since then, and boy oh boy has the modding community been busy. In this video we'll take a look at some of the best maps to try as we kick off 2024. The vast majority of these maps will be ones that haven't featured in any of my previous videos, maybe spare for one or two, and you should find something for all tastes in here, whether it's a standalone map, a new city to add to the vanilla map, or some rural country to explore with your RV on a nomad run. If you get a couple of new maps to try from this video, be sure to drop it a like to support the channel and subscribe for more Project Zomboid videos covering maps, other mods, and much more. So I wanted to start things off nice and strong in this one, and this is a map that frankly I should have checked out sooner. This is Dirkerdam, a sprawling metropolis with an equal share of rural farms and suburban towns to match. The map is located over the river between West Point and Riverside, which honestly I can only imagine was picked due to the sheer volume of space this map takes up. Now that's not a bad thing either in this case, as you'll find a variety of different settings to explore. This is one of those maps that offers a one-size-fits-all experience and delivers it in high quality fashion. One thing to keep in mind with this one, you're going to need a lot of supporting tile packs, so if you're looking to keep your mod list light, it may not be the right choice for you. But if you're one of those people with 300 mods and a playthrough already, well, a few more can't hurt, right? One thing that I do love about maps like these with custom tile packs though, is that it really helps to sell the setting with unique terrain and decorative aspects that you won't see in the vanilla map. Dirkerdam has tons of points of interest to check out, lots of viable base locations to choose from, and if the size of the map intimidates you, there's multiple spawn locations available, so you can try a different area each time you play. Seriously, if there's one map you play from this selection today, this is the one to try. You'll find a link to all of the maps shown in this video down in the description if you do want to give them a try for yourself. If you're after a much more bite-sized location to check out on your next run, however, this next one might suit you a little bit better. This is the Yacht, and it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect based on the name. It offers the player the option to spawn on the yacht if you'd like to make it your safe house for your run, and there's a little bit of surrounding map work that helps to make the area that little bit more fitting too. That said, you're going to be at the top left corner of the map, so be ready for a trek to reach any meaningful sort of civilization with this map mod. The boat itself is lavishly decorated and comes with a couple of radios and some basic loot scattered throughout to help you get your run started. Now, if you're looking for something completely different that takes you away from the usual Kentucky setting and into a totally new environment, this one could give you the change of scenery you're after in a big way. This is Project Russia, which as you'd expect is a massive difference to the usual map setting. Now, the map has been in development for quite a long time now, and this is the main reason I haven't covered it in videos previously. For this reason, there's almost always an area of the map that's been under construction, and it takes a good while for the map to finish loading when you first boot up the playthrough, so keep that in mind if you think that might bother you. All that said though, Project Russia is a true showing of what the modding community for Project Zomboid can do, and thanks to the collective effort of several modders, they've created something truly unique and special. It's not just the map itself with this one either. The map comes with a few supporting mods that swap out Western clothing, weapons, and even vehicles with some suitably Russian counterparts, and the quality is surprisingly good considering they've been made for this map. Even if there's still some teething problems with optimization and parts of the map that are still under development, it's worth checking this one out just to see an entirely different setting in the Project Zomboid universe that feels entirely unique to any other map mod that's currently available. Before we go back to Kentucky though, I wanted to take you folks over for a trip to a little island province in Canada. This is Lost Province, which is aimed at emulating Prince Edward Island. Now, obviously I'm no expert as I haven't been there myself, but according to the map modder, they've tried to recreate the actual real life location in high detail. Now, this one covers a pretty large area, and as such, this is another one of those maps in this video that will give you a few different spawn options. Interesting Interestingly, there's even an option that drops you on a random beach along the coast of the island, with nothing but the clothes on your back if you really want to go for an extra level of difficulty. Something to be aware of with this one though is that buildings, roads, towns, or any man-made structure are not shown on the in-game map. I'd imagine that this is a design choice to make you explore and find points of interest in real time, offering you a bit more of an authentic survival experience. But I'm also aware that not everyone is going to appreciate that feature, so I wanted to make sure that was mentioned for anyone thinking about diving in. Still, don't let that diminish the map's quality. There's a great balance with this one between urban city landscapes and rural countryside, going all the way from a few houses by the coast up to skyscrapers and office blocks in the busy city streets. Alright, so let's go back to the vanilla map with this next one, and I think it's going to be safe to say that a lot of you folks probably haven't heard of this one before. This is New Tersh, a densely packed city out on the eastern reaches of the map, south of Louisville and directly east of Muldraugh. It's a similar size, maybe a little bit larger than West Point, but is definitely more populated with structures, and you can expect to see more buildings like those you'd find in Louisville, where they're packed in closer together with more floors than you'd see in villages or towns. Now, this one is another that does require quite a lot of tile packs to run, and that could be one of the reasons it's kind of flown under the radar so far for many players. It has just over 60 ratings at the time of making this video, and I really don't think that's indicative of quality here. It deserves a lot more traction than it's got so far, and could make for a pretty regular addition to many playthroughs. There's a couple of locations that can make for good safe houses on the outskirts, but for the most part, this is an urban map, and you should expect a high presence from zombies as a result. Sticking with the trend of maps you might not have heard of, next up we've got Tandil. This is a city that has been designed in a slightly different way to most, located just to the south of March Ridge. You can see what I mean about its unique design just by looking at it up close on the map, being formed mostly of tiles that have been put together to form the overarching cityscape. Take a trip down the high street and rent a DVD from Zbuster, find residents at one of the local trailer parks, or if you're looking for something with a bit more punch, there's a military encampment on this map too. Whilst Tandil doesn't occupy as large a space as most of the other maps in this list, it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard of this one already. Last but by certainly no means least, I wanted to introduce you folks to Coryerdon. This is another map that's located over on the other side of the Ohio River, and for that reason it's important to note that this one cannot be used in conjunction with Dirkerdam, the first map that we took a look at in this video. Now this one has made it into today's list purely because it brings some dramatically different styles of building that I've seen from a lot of the other map mods on the workshop, from the stone arches of the military headquarters in the area to one of the 3 ships docked off the nearby coastline. There are no shortage of points of interest to check out with this map. It uses just one singular tile pack in addition to the map itself, so it keeps your mod list pretty light, and if you're looking for an easily defensible modern mansion with only a singular approach, there's some of those in here too. Honestly, this is just a really cool map taking on a different approach to most of the others I've seen on the workshop, and for that reason I'd recommend it if you haven't given it a go already. So that's it from me in this one, folks. Those are some new maps for you to check out going into 2024, and I hope that you found something that maybe you haven't tried yet and you're able to get some more playtime from these maps. Couple of final notes for this video. Once again, there's a link to all of these maps in the description, and if you watched my last video where I covered over 90 maps that work together in Project Zomboid, you'll be pleased to know that the creator of that collection has now upped that to a whopping 120 maps, and on top of that, we're running them all on our Patreon whitelisted server this month, which will be live until February. If you want to give it a try for yourself, there's a link in the description to my Patreon where you can join for just £3 a month, support the channel, get some sneak previews at mod development and content creation, your name in the credits of my videos, and of course access to the server itself. Special thank you as always to my existing patrons for their support, and I will see you all in the next one.